Good afternoon, guys. DW, Pastor Barry here. Wearing a new hat from Goodwill. We stopped there after church this morning. Well, I guess it was afternoon because it was after lunchtime. But anyway, Julie wanted to get some skirts and stuff because we got a cold day today. It's going to be freezing tonight and freezing tomorrow. I love this weather. I wish it would stay. We're only going to get a couple days of it, which is not cool. But we aren't even in the first. Not even in the halfway point of November. And we've had this cold weather already. This is great because I'm hoping and praying we get a white Christmas this year. I would love that. I'd like that. I would rather, if I had a choice between getting $200 in my bank account or having a white Christmas, a real white Christmas, at least a foot of snow for a white Christmas, I would choose the white Christmas over $200. I told it to my TikTok church family last night. I am not even joking. I wouldn't pay $200 for snow, but if I had to win $200 worth of snow, if I could win $200 or if I could get snow on Christmas Day or even Christmas Eve, I would take the snow. No questions asked. That's how much I love snow, and that's how much I think we need a white Christmas. I think we need to enjoy Christmas this year because look at the way the world's going. We don't know what it's going to be like a year from now, and I say that every holiday season. I think people are starting to understand now why I tell people enjoy your family and holidays while you can, because you just don't know what's coming. And I think we're in the midst of some very thick and terrible things coming to this country. Don't get me wrong, God's going to have his way, and there is going to be a powerful move of God. Satan's not going to get everything done right away, and it's on God's timetable, not Satan. So we need to stop worrying so much. God is going to take care of things. Yes, some bad stuff will happen, but it's not the end yet, folks. God still has a lot of work to do, and he's going to do it. On another note, at Goodwill, I was very blessed to find some new ties. This one is not one I just bought. I got this before our camping trip over in western Arkansas. I got it in the mail. I put it on today. It's a new tie. Hope you guys like it. This is a new shirt I got at Walmart yesterday. So I'm trying it out. I think it looks pretty good. I don't boast in my appearance, but I think with everything put together, it's pretty nice. So, yay. I'm a blessed man. Hooray for simple things, right? All right, before I start rambling, I want you to go to Matthew chapter 6. We're going to read verses 19 to 23. Let's read verses 19 through 21. So just a few verses here. This is the Daily Wisdom for Men 2017 version of this devotional book. We're going through the series. I have them all thus far. Don't have a 2025 one yet, but the year's not over, but we'll see. I'll look into getting it at some point. Wise Investments is our title on January the 3rd. And by the time this gets to YouTube, it will be 2026. I guarantee you, because I'm very slow going with uploading, unless I really get inspired to go crazy one day. But Matthew 6:20 in the King James tells us, lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven. Always good to remind yourself to do that. Lay up for yourself treasures in heaven. And here's what it says. Do not store up. This is verse 19 in Matthew 6. Do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moth and rust destroy, and where thieves break in and steal. But store up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust destroy, and where thieves do not break in nor steal. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. These are the facts, folks. That's why I'm trying to focus more on treasures in heaven these days than acquiring things on this earth that we're going to lose before too long. All right, wise investments. The author says, on this day, so speaking of January the 3rd, on this day in 1959, 58 years ago, this is from 2017, so do the math, add another, 8 years or so to that, so it's over 60 years when this happened. On this day in 1959, 58 years ago, Alaska was admitted as the 49th U.S. state. When Secretary of State William Seward bought this vast northern territory from the Russians back in 1867, many Americans considered it a waste of money, calling it Seward's icebox. In hindsight, however, It was an extremely wise investment for a mere 7.2 million, which was 121 million in today's dollars. So that's a lot, but it's not even $1 billion. 412 square miles were added to the nation. And something I'm pretty certain of is that Russia regrets selling it now. I mean, I know they needed the money back then, but I guarantee you Russia wishes that Alaska belonged to them, because they could fly all their aircraft over there and they'd still be in Russia. And they'd have easy access and easy pickings to Canada and America if they wanted to attack. So I'm sure they are really kicking themselves for that one now. But anyway, investing in the future always costs money, and it often seems at the time that you can ill afford it. And frankly, some things you don't need. Not yet, at least. For example, if you can get by with your present tools and business machines, you should. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And don't squander your money on a new one. But when it comes to vital things like health insurance, if you think you can get by without it and save yourself a few dollars, you usually find your wallet smarting you in the end. Similarly, it's unwise to neglect investing in your eternal future. Jesus advises all Christians to invest in heavenly treasure. You do that by having faith in Him, living a godly life, giving generously, and doing good to all men. Typically, when you invest in your future, eternal life in heaven, worldly people will speak disparagingly and insist that you're wasting your time. That's because they have no vision for the future. Like Seward's critics, they don't recognize a truly wise investment when they see one. And folks, that is true. When people who are lost in this world, I used to be married to family that saw me being a missionary as absolutely useless. My former mother-in-law, she's passed away now. I truly hope she's with the Lord. I made it known to her the way of salvation because she was a Catholic. I don't know where she is, though. But anyway, back in the day when I was in the Philippines, I would go back to see my family there. And before I was a missionary, I was an article writer online. And I didn't make very much, but I made enough to help support my family. And when I was a missionary, I was getting a lot of donations. I was doing very well financially. But I didn't tell my mother-in-law that. And there was good reason not to, because they would have expected more from me. But I came back to visit one day, and she said, "You need to quit this missionary stuff and go back to your old job. You were getting more money then." And I just smiled and didn't say anything. I thought, lady, if only you knew the truth. But I knew God had called me to what I'm doing now, and here I am. So let's invest in our heavenly future, not a worldly future, especially at the times we're looking at now. Why build an empire now? It's not going to last. Think about it. God bless you guys. I will see you in the next Daily Wisdom for Men devotional from 2017.